Hey people, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Speaking, and today I'm here with the boy. Introduce yourself.
You can call me SM Young, you can call me Sam the Man, whatever.
Or call him fucking Mantis.
Mantis, yeah.
Fucking weirdo. Names himself Mantis.
So, what are we on here today for?
Bruh, that DC fandom, son. I know we playing a Marvel game right now, but that DC fandom, son.
Oh yeah, it was fire.
Like for you.
It was the Batman, Robert Pattinson, man.
Hold up the game. Okay, here we go. We back. The recording paused for a minute for whatever reason, but so you said it was the Batman?
It was the Batman.
So yeah, for me too. Like, cause I thought that honestly, I thought the Snyder cut was gonna be my thing because like I just been seeing the concept art for it like drop every day and shit like that, and I'm like, yo, everything looks fire on here. But yeah, it's probably the Batman for me too. After everything being said,
Yeah, Justice League, I can't wait for it, obviously, but what it really comes down to is that, the aesthetic that the trailer for Batman gave off was just, I don't know, it just like it felt like it was plucked straight from a comic book, and I can't I can't be mad. I've always been behind that
yeah,
whole entire, and a lot of people weren't down for it, and I was like, you can't really, come at something you haven't seen yet. Wait till it
ex-
shows up.
exactly. Wait, what team? What joint are you going to?
Uh, uh I'll invite you.
Okay, cool. But yeah, bro. Like as I was watching it, I couldn't figure out what anything Batman it reminded me of. It literally reminded me of a couple comic book versions. It reminded me of the Earth one comic
Yeah,
book, the Long Halloween, obviously, but also to me it had the aesthetic of the Scott Snyder Batman.
it kind of reminds me. It reminded me of the aesthetic of when I watched the Hush um uh cartoon
Really?
movie. Yeah,
See, I would say that because of the Riddler and everything, how he had his face like I guess duct taped or whatever. But it was so
oh yeah,
or that cartoon, my fault, that cartoon. Like this was like dark, like depressing type of dark.
yeah. It
It
kind of
on
gives you that Tim Burton feel a little bit, but
Yeah, like the
not
Crow, a
not
little bit
too
of the
much.
Crow.
It felt like, honestly, like the trailer gave me the aesthetic of Seven
Yes.
with,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
with Brad Pitt, yeah, and
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, yeah.
What's in the box?
Yeah, but like the way that like the Riddler is doing, like, dude, with the guy with the tape over his face and saying, no more lies, dude. It was like it felt almost like a horror film, you know,
Yeah.
and it was also a detective.
I
But
also like the whole like basically what I got from it is that the Riddler is specifically attacking the corruption within Gotham. So I think it's going to be a sense of the Riddler challenging Batman like, "Oh, you run around the streets beating up criminals, but you don't
yeah,
actually go after the corruption within Gotham."
and it kind of gives you that, um, what do you call it? Like the aspect of like when Riddler first showed up in the Batman animated series, and he was
Yeah.
challenging him to, riddles and stuff like that, and kind of testing his mind. But in this, he's testing his morals. So it's cool because, I feel like that's where we're gonna see, like, because Batman, obviously he's still growing in this. He's young. You could tell he's young. He's
I think they
he hasn't
confirmed
been.
this is his second year as Batman.
Yeah, see, he hasn't been doing this for long, and but also at the same time as, Gordon trusts him, so, there's some aspects to him that is trustworthy, that people understand what, like, that he's not just, you know a vigilante in the night that's like just beating up random criminals just because he
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like it. No, he's doing it for a purpose.
And boy, do he know how to put a fucking beating on people, man.
Oh
The,
man, that
the,
that is like the highlight. I feel like everybody who watched the trailer only pointed that out. but I'm like, man, that was dope.
But everything
But also
surrounding
too,
it.
but yeah, everything, just the feeling of it, man. That's what I told. Like somebody posted on the internet, and they were like, "Oh well, like I don't want to see Batman looking like a goth kid," and like showed a picture of Bruce Wayne wearing the black makeup around his eyes. I'm like, man, don't make
That's to
fun of
hide
this
his
masterpiece.
yeah. That's to hide his identity. And
Yeah,
also, I like how they kind of took. I feel like they kind of took that from Arrow
yeah,
with Stephen Amell, because before he got the mask from
well,
Barry, he would wear the like grease around his eyes and shit.
yeah. Well, the problem was with Christian Bale's Batman is that he wore it, but when he took off the cowl, it disappeared.
Hmm.
That it's like, okay, he's wearing the grease around his eyes and or the paint, and it's just disappearing. Like at least with this, it feels grounded. It feels more like it kind of does give me that feel that it's somewhat you know kind of like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie.
I can see
You
it
know,
existing in that universe.
yeah. You know,
Hey, big guy.
it's pretty cool. I can't doubt it. It's going to be a good movie.
Listen to Jarvis and Kamala.
Can't wait to see it. To be honest.
Thank you.
Now, what did you how did you think about the video game showed off? Which one are you most excited for?
Honestly, the Suicide Squad one.
Really?
Yeah, for real, for real. Cause just
What about Gotham Knights?
Gotham Knights looks cool, but it's like I've played so many Batman games. You feel me? I'm just excited for like something different, something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just something like, it still kind of has to do with Batman with Harley Quinn and everything. And I believe you said it takes place in like the same universe and everything. So,
Yeah, well,
but
they did have the same voice actor for Harley Quinn, so I wouldn't doubt it. And considering that since Harley Quinn was basically taken out in Arkham, and she doesn't have Joker, so what do you think she's doing now? But I'm excited for it, but also at the same time is I want to see more Suicide Squad members.
yeah.
Like we were talking about, you rarely see Black Spider, even though Black Spider is dead in that universe, in the Arkham universe.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, remember in the Arkham movie, uh, I'm pretty sure he dies. His head gets blown off by the inhibitor chip in his neck.
Oh, you talking about the Suicide Squad movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Arkham games. When you said Arkham, I got confused for a minute. But
Oh, yeah, it was the Arkham movie.
yeah, but that game I'm most excited for, mostly because like you get to kill the Justice League, bro. If you actually they let you carry that out, that's what's going to get pique my interest.
Yeah.
But I hope. See, my only hope is that they don't kill him off though, so that we can kind of get. I'm still holding out hope for a Superman game, man. I want it so bad.
Yeah. Well, you consider that most likely, if it's set in Arkham universe, do you think we're going to be going against Batman because Batman's not around?
Very true. Unless it's like somebody took over, like Dick or somebody.
Yeah. Or well, Azrael.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what yeah.
What made you choose it over? What else made you choose it over the Gotham Knights game?
Honestly, the trailer itself, man, it was fun. Like, with the pizza, like, we got the target. And I'm like, oh my god. And then, honestly, like, Boomerang has always been my favorite Suicide Squad member, so it was like, I was excited for that. Played really good by Jai Courtney. I'm usually not a Jai Courtney fan of his movies. I think he's not, that good of an actor, but killed it as Boomerang.
Yeah.
And honestly, like it's just fun, man. Like and don't get it wrong. That's not like I don't like the Arkham games. Like I love the Arkham games, but like how many Batman games can you play? You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for both. I feel like.
Oh yeah, I'm still excited for it. I'm gonna buy it definitely, but just in terms of excitement.
I feel like if if they take away the I don't know, because it felt like, because you know the Arkham games are grounded. You know, they have like a certain feel to them. It doesn't feel like it's crazy far fetched. You know, but when they started showing off Robin teleporting and stuff like that, it was just like, okay, didn't Batman just say that that he didn't have really advanced stuff in the watchtower that he gave him?
Exactly.
And you know, I feel like it's gonna be awesome playing as like the four, you know, basically kids of Batman. But I don't know. I feel like I just feel like both games definitely have my attention, and I'm not gonna turn away from any of them. But I think I'm gonna go with Gotham Knights first, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm gonna like both of them, obviously. You know, if they both play well, because they're gonna both most likely be multiplayer, hopefully.
To interrupt you real quick, where are you at?
I am flying around as the Hawkman. Now I'm taking out this drone, and then I'm gonna be heading your way. There's a robot over here, and it's just standing in the T pose.
But movie wise,
Yeah.
so obviously the Batman, but what else are you excited for film wise though?
I'm definitely excited, and it's shocking to say, I'm kind of excited for The Rock to be Black Adam.
Yes, I saw the little mini trailer he put together. I'm like, all right, so he's going to be an anti-hero and shit like that. That's what I was afraid
Yeah.
of, that they were going to do like a hero story and have it take place like 5,000 years ago and make him the hero and shit. Because it's like, all right,
Yeah.
but apparently,
Well,
oh yeah, go ahead.
You know how Black Adam's always trying to protect Kahndaq and everything like that. You know.
Yeah,
That's his thing. Well, you know, maybe this is that. You know, like the reason why he's acting a certain way, because you know how like, you know, Justice in different look at Justice in like on like Themyscira compared to Justice that's on like main, you know,
true,
Earth.
true. Yeah, they got different ways of justice, ancient ways of justice, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I'm definitely, you know, I wish they would have kind of showed off something for Shazam too, because, you know, considering
yeah, that was just like I saw Zachary Levi, but that was really it.
I definitely feel like, you know, because there was that post-credit scene for Shazam that basically, you know, kind of hinted towards Black Adam. You know,
Well,
and
I heard that was a different villain. I forgot what the villain's name was, but
really,
yeah, it was supposed to be a different villain. I forget what the villain's name is exactly, but I don't know. I had to look into it. I honestly, I gotta peep the post-credit scene for Shazam. I haven't watched Shazam in a while, man.
yeah.
Actually, I gotta finish my DCEU review. I still gotta finish that. I didn't finish it yet.
Yeah, I liked Shazam. Honestly, it was
I loved it.
one of those. It was one of those films that I was just like, man. When I saw it in the movie theater, like at first I was kind of like iffy about it because you know the whole Henry Cavill not showing up face to face. You know,
Yeah.
we all knew that you know they were gonna have that post credit scene with Superman because everybody was blabbing about it, and then you know we all knew that he wasn't gonna show up because the fact is that he wasn't like his role was kind of up in the air.
Ames Holdings were diminutive when Abomination
But
Oh, they didn't announce anything for him either.
It's possible he was in
yeah, for Superman, yeah, I know.
Comforting.
But also at the same time, is you know, we don't know where if Ben Affleck after the Flash is if he's going to continue doing what he's doing. You know, I hope he does.
Yeah, because it's like Ben Affleck. Like I said, I'm excited for the Batman, but Ben Affleck to me, that's my favorite Batman, man. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but that's like, you know, you have Heath Ledger as the Joker, but then, you know, I still like Joaquin Phoenix just as much, man, you know.
yeah.
I can't say that, you know, they played the same character because they didn't, you know, there was different aspects of the Joker. But that's what people, you know, people forget that, you know, is that when you're getting an actor playing something, you're not going to get the 100% of the character that you received from the comic books, you know. besides Mark Hamill, you know, but that's voice acting.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I would want a different medium to try something different. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want the same character, you know. That's like, you know. Did you hear that Grant Gustin might show up in the Flash?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what they said, he might cameo in the Flash.
It might be, honestly, it might be that same scene that we saw. Like, but just like from Ezra's perspective, so I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna see Ezra and Cyborg working on something, and Ezra's gonna, well, I don't know, because the way that was set up was that so the DCEU basically got destroyed during Crisis.
Yeah.
Yo, you just wrecked that dude. Why'd you do that to him, bro? He didn't even see you coming, dog. Just standing there minding his business, like, oh, I'm gonna go back to the kids, and the Hulk just, raw. It's messed up, man.
I'm tying my shoe.
I like that scene in Iron Man 3 when the dude was like, yo, just let me go. Honestly, these guys are so weird.
Yeah.
But, what were we talking about before I switched back over to Marvel?
You mean DC? You were talking about how DC EU was destroyed during the Crisis.
Oh, yeah. So that whole scene, so basically Oliver, like, threw Barry into the Speed Force and shit. Using the power of the, what is his name? The Spectre. And, Ezra Miller didn't realize it was the multiverse was coming to an end and everything. He was like, wait, what happened? And then he just vanished out of nowhere. But since Oliver reset everything, I'm assuming that, I don't know.
Everything's back to.
Yeah, I don't know. But if
Yeah,
Grant,
but you also have to think is look at the powers that are in, you know, the CW universe compared to the powers that we're probably going to see later in the DCEU. You
Yeah.
know, that mostly, you know, if you have Dr. Fate in the universe, you know, considering he's the medium for protecting, you know, the balance.
Mhm.
You think he's not going to use the power to protect like basically their world, their version?
yeah, and DC, honestly, DC has the ability to do what Marvel's trying to do now with this these crossovers between the shows and everything, but they can do it in a ingenious way by keeping the sanctity of each show to itself, while at the same
Yeah.
time telling across, different stories through the different mediums. Because honestly, I would
Well,
like to see a
You
Doctor
mean
Fate.
like a Disney Plus version? Because you know all these other shows, they're not even pretending like they even exist.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's what I meant by the Disney Plus. Yeah,
Been unlocked. You may
but
proceed down into the facility.
what was I saying?
You were saying how they could do a Dr. Fate.
Yeah, I would like to see him cross over with Matt Ryan's Constantine, like,
That'd be dope.
and bring back Swamp Thing, the TV show.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Justice League Dark.
Oh yeah, well they're doing a
Justice
TV
League
show.
Dark.
Relationships between
Yeah, but I want to see a movie, dude.
I feel you.
Like I want to see Etrigan. I want to see, you know, Zatara or Zatanna.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. And you got JJ Mastermind. Apparently he's the one masterminding DC now. But then I don't know, because Snyder, I don't know. And that's the overall thing I wanted to talk about too.
protect the research lab.
A, do you think Snyder's coming back to continue his vision? And B, do you want to see Zack Snyder continue his vision?
I do. You know, even though he had a couple of slip-ups, but also at the same time you got to understand, as a director, you're not always, yeah, you're in charge of, like, overseeing what everybody else is doing, but, like, you can't blame Zack Snyder for the design of something or the way that, that a character looks and have that to, be your gripe with him. I feel like, yeah, some of the story of Batman vs. Superman was kind of iffy, but also at the same time dude, you can't tell me that scene with Batman standing on, the Batmobile and asking Superman if he bleeds, and telling
Yeah,
him
but
that he will, you know.
my thing is, what's the motive behind that? Like, that's a bad. Don't get it wrong. That's a badass scene. But again,
I I
this is
feel
the
like
over. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do feel like they definitely need more different minds and different directors, taking care of because they just like look at the MCU and how the MCU's doing it. They had the the two brothers doing everything that they to you know create the like basically do all the crossover movies and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, the Russos. Yeah.
yeah, the Russo brothers, yeah. But you can't have one guy doing it because then it starts. Then he starts like. Remember when you were talking about how creative block, with directors, where
Yeah.
they do so much and then they don't know what to do next. But then they start fucking like Michael Bay, man. Michael Bay, like
I mean, Michael
halfway
Bay's
into
always been trash though.
yeah, yeah, but you can't tell me that first Transformers movie was something revolutionary. Even the story wasn't too bad, you know. But
Yeah, but yeah, I feel you. I just don't like Michael
but
Bay. I was gonna harp
yeah, I
on it.
know, yeah. But like you can't give somebody so much freedom and expect them to do everything. They definitely need to start switching it up and having more other people do something, you know. Like and I feel like with the DCU they need to start establishing characters is before they start, doing these crossover movies. Because I'm tired of seeing characters just randomly show up and then you expect to understand what kind of character they are.
Yeah.
These are characters that they are creating. It might be a character that you might be familiar with, but it's not the same character. Just like I love what they did with the Joker because the Joker, they established the character as the story went along, and you understood that character. And if the Joker ended up crossing over or some stupid shit, which I hope it doesn't. I hope they don't even do a sequel. But if they do, you would understand the character a little bit more.
Yeah. But honestly, I agree and I disagree. Because I feel like, the whole Batman versus Superman thing, it could have worked if they would have did it more planning within that story. They didn't do enough planning, in my opinion. Because we got a lot of dope things in that movie. Like you said, we got a lot of dope things in that movie. Outside of story, though. But just the characters, like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, like perfect. Like, dog, I was one of those people that
Yeah.
was like, yeah, she's gonna be trash. Like, I was not rooting for her. I'll say that. And she turns out to be. She's one of my favorite DC like actresses or actors. You feel me? Like, she plays
Yeah.
the character so damn well. And it's like same thing with Henry Cavill. But it's all about planning ahead because like I think they should be doing it like not the Lucasfilm Star Wars, well, kind of the Lucasfilm Star Wars way, but introduce a character in a film and then like carry it on with that interpretation. So when a director comes on and writers come on to do the character solo dolo film, like you
Yeah.
have to follow the blueprint of this. And Kathleen, or not Kathleen Kennedy, what's her name, the director of Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, she did that in a sense because she embraced Gal Gadot. She didn't want her though at first.
Yeah.
I heard stories about her actually going to the studio about not wanting her.
Wow.
So yeah, but it turned out great. Where are you at right now? Are you at select mission?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Let's go to
setting up my
N.
gear.
Let's go to NY, son.
All right. Um. One second. I'm just leveling up my Black Widow before we go into it. Oh, you already selected it?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you want me to back out?
No, you're good. You're good.
How do I change my difficulty?
Um, you have to go to the war table to do that, and you have to select the mission and then hit square on the select difficulty.
I just vetoed it. But But yeah, so the DCE, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're about to do because it's like, although, I'm excited, the Fandome was amazing, all that jazz. It's like, what are you guys doing? Because you just made it even more confusing. Like, are you, are y'all going to
Are you
connect stuff?
continuing what you're doing, or are you going to start over, or like that's where we were during when everything started going down. We didn't know what the next move was for them because they were having terrible movies. Like you only had Wonder Woman and Aquaman, holding up the universe,
Hmm.
and you really can't do that because they're not,
They're not Batman and
iconic.
Superman.
Yeah, they're not Batman and Superman at all.
Well, Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
people.
is. I'll put Wonder Woman up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, of course, yeah, because you have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. There's the trifecta for the Justice League, you know, and then everybody else's is just fillers.
But then you got to think, because you got, what is it? Captain America and Iron Man weren't household names, bro.
Yeah, but I still knew who Captain America was, and I still was a fan of him. Before I actually when I told my parents that we were gonna go see the Captain America First Avenger,
Where
because you know I really wanted to see it because I loved Captain America.
I became a fan of
Like
Captain America when they announced the MCU, like the overall MCU before Iron Man even came out.
yeah,
Or actually, it might have been in Iron Man. I was in middle school. My middle school teacher, he was like a substitute teacher. His name was Mr. Gurkovich at Meredith, crazily. But yeah, he told us the whole plan. Yeah, they're going to make an Iron Man movie, a Thor movie, a Captain America. I didn't know who any of those characters were, so I went and did my research and started reading the comic books. And I read one of the old Captain America books from like the 90s, I think. And that's when I found out about Cap. I started fucking with him.
yeah,
And then
man.
and then when Chris Evans came, that's when I was like, oh yeah.
Several shield agents have been waylaid by AIM forces.
Well, when I was younger, Spider-Man laid the groundwork for me, and of course, during the '90s, I was watching the Spider-Man, TV series, and when they had, their own version of Secret Wars and everything like that.
Yeah. I still gotta tell Grav that, like, bro, when you say Secret Wars, like, because when Grav says Secret Wars, he's thinking of the Spider-Man TV show Secret Wars. I'm like, bro, there's like first of all, you have the
No,
original 80s Secret Wars, then you have
yeah,
the sequel to Secret Wars, then you have Secret War that took place in New York, and then you have the 2015 Secret Wars, which is my personal favorite one.
I'm
yeah.
attempting to locate the shield agents and will update your HUD shortly. AIM will most certainly
But when I was younger, I was a DC guy, bro. Now that I think about it.
I was both, man. I was, dude, man. I was an all-around person. I wasn't, because when I was younger, I was all about the action figures. Nothing but
Word.
about that.
Word.
If I got the action figures, I was interested in it. So I had Batman, I had Star Wars, I had GI Joe,
I'm
Teenage
sorry,
Mutant
Sam.
Ninja Turtles.
I got a crack on you. Black Widow, better learn to walk for a living.
Yeah, right. I'm like whipping around like Spider-Man.
Wow. Holy shiznitty, you are.
look for a chest containing special resources.
I mean, don't get it wrong, like, I wasn't like, non-Marvel, but in terms of knowing more about the characters as a kid, like, 'cause Superman was my guy when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah,
Brandon Routh's Superman, bro. That's why I love Brandon Routh so much, yo.
yeah. Superman Returns.
Yeah, I love that movie. I hate that movie now as a kid because it wasn't. To now, as a film guy, it's like, it's not a good film, but love that thing as a kid, man. With Kevin Spacey in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was always, Christopher Reeves. He was that. I grew up, I grew up watching them movies, man.
Facts. Yeah, my mom put me onto the Christopher Reeve Superman movies.
It was actually my uncle, Paul and Preston's dad.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, when I was younger, because he had a picture of himself when he was a kid, dressed up as Superman. And
Word.
he actually put on the movie, and I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "You haven't seen Superman before?" I'm like, "No." He's like, He's like, watch this, you know, because my dad was, you know, always the Star Trek kind of guy, so we never really used to do it.
Gotcha.
We used to watch sci-fi when sci-fi was good.
Facts. Sci-fi in the mid 2000s was amazing.
Yeah.
Or the early 2000s going into like, I would say around 2008 is when it really started sucking. Like that's why I love Flash season, you know, the season 1 and 2 so much, because it was like so sci-fi, bro. Watch your back. But yeah, the Flash season 1 was like such, it felt, at times it felt like a, you know, the good sci-fi channel shows, you feel me, like Battlestar or some shit like that. And then as it progressed, that's when it got worse.
Yeah.
And don't get it wrong, like to the Flash fans out there, you know, the Arrowverse Flash fans out there, I don't think the show's horrible, but it's definitely not as good as it was.
Yeah, but that's how you kind of see that degradation of the show. Like, look at Arrow, man. Arrow was
amazing.
That first season of Arrow was like what, like, and then like as it went along, it started getting good, and then it was just like.
Literally, it fell off the rails when they introduced Ra's al Ghul. That's when it fell off the rails. And Flash fell off the rails because it started to dive into Barry and Iris's like love romance so much, where it's like, you know, people like Iris because, you know, she's her own character, but now they made her just this like such annoying character to where it's like, you know, they have her working at Star Labs. You're not a scientist. Why are you working in Star Labs with the Flash? Like, have her being,
like, but that's what you know what I liked about Spider-Man PS4 is that Mary Jane literally became like Peter kind of like, and was doing the whole entire like Daily View and all that stuff. Like that idea was dope. Like, for a character to switch their roles.
And he was working like the science lab and shit.
Yeah.
And you didn't even really notice it until somebody actually mentioned it. You feel me? Like the hardcore fans, like he didn't even like be a. Like I heard some people say they didn't like the story because he wasn't like working at the Daily Bugle and everything.
Yeah, like, you know, there at some point Peter Parker needs to quit at the Daily Bugle and get a real job.
Facts.
Well, I can't say that journalists aren't real jobs, but photographers?
Not nowadays, they're not.
Yeah, no.
Nowadays, they're definitely not. They're literally all Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
But that's another conversation for another. It's a conversation for another channel on the American Autopsy. I had to plug myself. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, but the Flash. Season 3, it's not like it was awful, but they focused too much. It was this whole like ongoing plot thread where it was like Savitar was gonna kill Iris and nobody really cared if he killed her or not. Literally, it would be fans like, okay, if he kills her, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Then they did like this dark emo Barry where he had like long hair. He wasn't talking to people anymore and shit. It
was Spider-Man when he was wearing his black suit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they went into season 4, taking people's criticisms of it being too dark, and then season 4 they made it too campy because they brought in like Elongated Man and everything.
Yeah.
Well, she was cool. You know, I liked his character a lot. I know a lot of the female fans didn't like it because they thought he was sexist and everything because he would make like it. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a dude, but I thought it was kind of funny. Like, so he was like a pig, right? He was like hit on women like just randomly, but he would just say weird shit, like say they're like breast sizes and shit, bro, like on some shit like that. Like he'll be like 34 busts by X whatever, and like the women will look at him like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like they're kind of getting their balance back. But it's like they already got past a certain point to where the show wasn't good, to where now it's like, you know, just close it out eventually, you know, soon.
Yeah,
I would say I'll watch 2 more seasons of it. I wouldn't mind if they did 2 more seasons. Again, I'm out here being trash, bull. Damn, they got you.
They didn't get me. What?
Oh, yeah, I keep thinking you're the Hulk. My fault.
Damn, they knocked the Hulk.
Yeah, they knocked him out. Nah, he's up, but like he came to get me, and then out of nowhere, some blast came and knocked him the fuck down.
What the fuck? I'm hanging onto a wall, but there's no wall.
Yeah, they still got a lot of fixes doing this. Cause I know
Look at me, dude.
it's going crazy on mine, like. But yeah, man, like honestly, I am excited for the Flash though. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like the Flash is probably my favorite Justice League member.
Yeah.
Personally, like it's between him and Green Lantern for me.
Two characters who weren't originally you know, who originally were different people when they first started out in the comic book industry.
Yes, Jay Garrick and Alan Scott.
Yep. That's like saying Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Garrett, and then now you have Jaime, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Jaime Reyes. Yeah. Trying to take all the drones out. Ah man, I walked right into the black hole grenade.
Can't say I haven't done that yet.
I'm going Hulkbuster, man.
Might as well, because Ms. Marvel's already gigantic. Alright, now that they're dead, you know, all these other people aren't shielded anymore. Go ham.
Stomped them, son. But yeah, honestly, bro, I need to start getting back into reading comics again.
Dude, that's why I've been, you know, watching comic books playing for my DC, but I've been, you know, keeping up with Marvel a little bit. You know, I've been trying to keep up with the Dark Knight Metal and stuff and all that shit, you know, because it doesn't seem like a bad story. I don't know though. I feel like they need to definitely get away from it.
Oh, Dark Knight's Metal.
Yeah, because there's only so much you can do with like a dark version of everybody, you know.
Yeah, like the original stories they told were dope. Like the Drown. Like the Drown was my personal favorite one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they need to get away from like these constant stories revolving around Batman and shit like that. Because it's like, look, I love Batman as much as the next guy, but it's like Batman's not the only, you know, fucking DC character that people love. Like, so.
Yeah.
But what else from DC Fandome really stood out to you though?
I feel like the biggest thing that stood out to me, obviously it was Batman, but I don't know, something else that stood out to me, I think, was Titans season 3.
I missed that panel. I missed that.
Dude, they had everybody together, you know, they were talking about how, you know, they're moving the Titans over to Gotham, So we might see more of Batman. We might, you know, we're definitely getting Red Hood. They said, you know, and considering that the way that everything left off, you know, we don't know what the situation is with Connor. You know, like,
See, I still got finished season 2.
oh man, well, it's dude.
Um,
I like the Titans. You know, I think that it's its own rendition of it, and I can't really hate on it because, you know, I think that it's not bad storytelling, you know, and I like the feel of it. I like that you know, at some points it's fun, but also at the same time it's serious. You know that they're kids. You know, like they literally had Aqualad, and you know,
got murked.
people, yeah, dude. People said they didn't like Deathstroke in it, and I'm like, it's this versions of Deathstroke. You're not gonna always get the same Deathstroke.
Facts. Yeah, I even had some people look. I love the Arrow Deathstroke, but like from what I saw, like of Titans that I watched, like that Deathstroke was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's something else that's not the same as what you're gonna get before, you know, because if you constantly get the same shit, how are you, you know, how are you supposed to get a different feeling of stuff?
AIM's network is equipped with a
Oh,
multi-point
dude, I was fighting
authentication
people.
system. I need access to multiple.
Oh, so what do I do if I see? That's what I get confused by.
What? You mean?
AIM will attempt to initiate
Just mission wise, I didn't know we could like wander off and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't
I
have to
forget.
constantly. You can, you know, travel around and find out, you know, if there's more enemies, you know, if there's hidden boxes. Get a feel for the world, man.
protocol is progressive.
So how you been enjoying this game so far? Just to switch it from DC for a minute.
I like this. It's definitely no Spider-Man, but at the same time, is I can't look at it as Spider-Man because it's its own universe.
From their systems.
I hope the story's good. You know, so far for what I've been getting is that, you know, it's gonna be, you know, a doozy. But
The story is
yeah,
like a doozy in a good way or a bad way.
a good way. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be something different. You know, we can't look at it like the MCU either because, you know. But so far I like the gameplay. I like how every
I'm inside AIM's
you know
security system.
hero plays differently. You're
Uh-huh.
not getting the same experience. Like right now I'm playing as Black Widow, and I feel like I'm in a third-person shooter. When I play, you know, Hulk, I feel like I'm playing a beat 'em up, like a smash beat 'em up. And I hope that every character feels different, you know.
Infiltration.
I know when I was playing as Cap in the story, it felt directly like right out of like a Batman game, just with the fight movements and the fight, you know, the fighting and
Yeah.
everything. That's why I hope Hawkeye feels like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely can't wait for this though. This is definitely gonna be one of my top games that I want us to do a review of it.
I'm down. I'm definitely down. You know, once yeah, I'm gonna probably get my copy day of, but I'm really enjoying, especially like just I didn't know because you know I'm not like the game guy like that. I didn't know that we were gonna be able to like play like this.
Yeah. Now, I wish there was more moments in this that were like, you know, kind of like Ultimate Alliance with like the teamwork, you know, finishers and stuff like that. That would have been cool. But so far, like, you know, other than that, I'm enjoying the combat in this.
Remove me from their system.
I need somebody to capture B. I'll capture C.
I was about to capture it. Now I need a hand up.
Yeah, this is the third hardest difficulty.
These guys
Is there any more bad guys?
No, but there's definitely this, trying to get this crate over here.
Heads up, we got company.
Isn't there supposed to be like an online Comic-Con too, though?
I didn't think they were actually gonna do it.
I thought it was supposed to be like online or something. I heard. I guess not.
Oh snap!
What?
I just got access granted. This room. Never been in here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I guess we covered DC Fandome then, man.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead.
No, good. You're good.
I was just gonna close it out. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything else.
Yeah, no, I feel like we covered everything that we wanted to cover. You know, it was definitely a successful, you know. I honestly was really happy for what came out of it, to be honest. And I'm hoping, you know, we get more.
Yeah, like they should honestly like. I think with the whole, you know, Corona going on and everything, I think this, you know, if it's still going on this time next year, they might be doing it this way, Comic-Cons. The only thing that sucks is like, you know, the cosplay. Obviously, when you go to a Comic-Con, you want to see the cosplay, but even when like, see, DC should be looking to do their own thing, man. Personally,
Yeah.
just like Marvel does. Like I feel like, you know, Comic-Con should be. I feel like Comic-Con should revert back to what it used to be about the comic books. It's gotten too much about, you know, they've relied too much on the films to come in and save their asses, you know, instead of making the comics interesting again and making the festivities there interesting. So it's like, I would like to see DC and, you know, all the different studios do their own thing. If the other movie studios want to come, like if like Paramount still wants to go to Comic-Con, you know, and all that, sure, do it. But it's like, you know, Disney and Marvel, or Marvel and DC should be looking to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Cause like imagine DC doing their own con and shit like that. Are we on to the next thing or what?
No, I'm trying to get this bin, but I need assistance.
Where you at? I don't see you.
I'm back where we came from. Alright, there's one more that I don't know where it is. Alright, so trying to figure this out, but I seem to can't find the last thing I have to hit. I don't know if it's is it right here?
All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close it out. Thank you guys for tuning in to Comically Explain with your boy SM Young. Like, comment, subscribe, and share as always. Talk to the people, Sam. Tell them your social.
Oh yeah, man. SM Young is. I'll just put the links down in the description box.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I'm not going through all that. But other than that, you know, I hope you enjoyed.
Yep. Peace. Be easy.